Welcome to the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast, a sneak peek into the studio practices of all types of artists, conversations for artists and fans of art who are sophisticated and savvy. I'm your host and curator, Caroline Karp. Let's get to it. Well, hello, everyone. This is episode number 6. Number 6 of the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast. In this episode, I'll be virtually traveling from my Safety Harbor, Florida studio across the gigantic pond to Milan, Italy, and into the studio, well, actually the kitchen, of my friend, abstract artist, Barbara Pastorino. Barbara happens to be a founding member of the International Online Art Collective, and she can't really hear me because our internet connection is so bad that I'm going to be typing messages on my phone to her computer so that she can answer my questions. But anyways, hi, Barbara, how are you?
Hi, Caroline. Very well, thank you. And I confirm that in this moment I can hear you. So,
good.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, if we go out of connection, just remember I'll type my questions here and you can answer.
Yes.
But tell me more about why you're in your kitchen and not your studio right now, because it's something that we've all been facing. A little bit different in America, in the US, than it is in Italy. And I kind of am envious a little bit. But anyways, tell us more about that.
Yes. Unluckily, we are in a new lockdown after the previous lockdown of March and April. And May. Unluckily, after the increase of the case of coronavirus in Italy, the government decided to put the regions in different kind of colors, so red, yellow, and green area, depending on the cases. So now we are in Milan, and Milan is one of the city most hit by the coronavirus cases, and we are in a lockdown. The schools are still open. I mean, the elementary, the school for kids are still open. University works on air with webinar, of course. Most of shops are closed, most of restaurants are closed, pubs closed, so life is a little strange in this weekend, unluckily, but we try to do everything to stop this virus and to try to stop the contacts and to try to help our healthy sanitary system to not yeah, exactly. So from 2 weeks from starting from 2 weeks ago, I cannot go anymore to my studio, and I am trying to arrange to do something in my house because I cannot stay without painting. I mean, it's very important for me, and it's something that helps me also in this difficult time. And I want to go ahead and to try to do something also at home.
Absolutely. So I know that typically you paint larger paintings. Are they 36 by? I'm gonna talk in inches. Are they 36 by 36 inches? They look like they are.
Yes, they are 100 per 100 centimeters per 100, usually square, so roughly 40 inches, something like that. So they are quite big, and that's one problem because at home it's difficult. I mean, it would be easier if I would do watercolors, perhaps, but with my large canvases, it's not easy. And also when I paint, I usually get everything dirty, so my husband is not very happy. But
listen, I know all about that, and during this time I have turned my home into my studio. So, and I have my studio, even though I have a fixed space, my studio has been getting bigger and bigger because I've extended to the outside. And so I have 3 places now where I paint. So
Wow.
you might end up doing the same thing. But I was reading your bio, and kind of what you wrote about sounds really similar to the way that I feel about artwork and about the journey
Mm-hmm.
that artwork can take you in, and when you come up to a canvas, you might not exactly know what you're going to be painting, which I find that I do the same thing quite often. But talk a little bit more about that.
Yes. Let me say that I began 20 years ago, something like that, with the impressionist landscapes. So I was
Right.
doing figurative painting for many years. And at a certain point, I saw that even if you really don't describe perfectly the landscape or the thing that you want to paint, but you just give the impression of something, and you give some emotion, and you can abstract, so you can really describe something, mainly an emotion, not with a perfect description of all the particular the details, but with something that anyway it's your eyes, and is able um, to communicate something. And then this is the step toward the abstraction. So when I understood that it was not needed to do all the details, but just to do an impression, and the painting was anyway strong, then it was like a switch in my brain, and then I began to do abstract paintings, and that's what I feel more close to my feeling. And as you said, I began maybe having something in my mind, but I don't know if where I will be heading at the end of the painting exactly. And sometimes I go very far away from what I thought at the beginning, and
Right.
it's really like a journey. It's really like a journey, and I speak about emotions, about feelings, and I feel that the painting is finished when it communicates something to me, and then I hope that it can do also with other people. And sometimes, of course, it happens, and it's
Right.
the big joy for us painters when it is our work is able to communicate something also to the other people.
Yes, exactly. And when you're at a gallery show, and you're speaking about your work, do you feel
Mhm.
compelled to tell a story, or do you like to listen to what people have to say about your work?
Okay. Well, I see that people always is curious to see what was inspiring me, and then now I have the habit also to write something about every painting, and also when I prepare the certificates, for example, also I put description of the painting. I hope that this is something that gives more to the painting. I wouldn't like to avoid that the viewer can use his fantasy to go to see the painting with his eyes, and maybe
Right.
sometimes to go beyond, no, because sometimes if you give a description, it risks to give boundaries, and
Right.
it's also beautiful to let the viewer open his mind, and see what he wants to see. So I mean, it's I give yeah some information about what exactly inspired me, but I also want really that the viewers can be free to when they look at my paintings.
Well, let's take a look at, I know you have some pieces there in your home. Let's take a
Yes.
look at some so we can see them more.
Yes. Okay.
And
Okay.
use describing words, because at some point this will be all audio. It's not right now. Right now it's visual, but try to imagine that it was all audio,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Okay, so I show you the painting and then I imagine to describe it.
Yeah, and I might help you.
Okay. So, okay.
And I'm
This the
so,
name is.
go ahead.
Can you see this?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The name of this painting is Pantarei. That is an expression in Greek, anti-Greek. That means everything flows. So everything is going to change, and it is the summa of the thought of Heraclito, one philosopher of the ancient Greece, that was said that nobody can cross two times the same river, because the people who cross the rivers will be changed, and also the river will not be anymore the same. So like it's impossible to live the same situation two times in the same way, because the person has changed and our emotion changes. And this has been made in a very important time of my life, at the time of big changes.
Okay.
And if I had to describe, it has warm colors, green, brown, orange, and you can see maybe something like a landscape or a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
but it is very, very uh, mm, it's very blurred, so you cannot see exactly a landscape. It's something more like an impression, I would say.
Right. Do I see layering under the yellow gold? Do I see some layering?
Yes, you can
Okay.
see. Maybe I can.
Oh, there we go.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see lots of different layers, because I use acrylics, and then I use pigments, and then also enamels. And on the end, the final result is that you can see different layers, and you can
Mm-hmm.
hardly say what is behind, what
Gotcha.
is yeah, what is in the main place, and what is behind.
Okay. Very
And
nice.
that is another painting. This is
Mm-hmm.
of some years ago, but I'm still liking it a lot, because it's very similar to the things that I'm doing now. And the name is The Blue Hole, and it's inspired by emotions. So I didn't start from a real landscape here, but it's only emotions. And you can see also here different layers.
Yes.
So behind you can see also bright, vivid colors, but
Mm-hmm.
everything now is very, very quiet, very brown and yellow.
Yes.
And I can show you a third painting, that is this one.
Oh, yeah. I really like that one.
Thank you, Caroline. This is a painting of several years ago, but I'm still very tied to this painting emotionally, because I like it very much. And
Mm-hmm.
it is mainly blue. You can see maybe some shapes, some things,
Yeah.
something that seems to move, and also in this case, everything is blurred, like in a memory.
Mm-hmm. I see a very fluid painting. More, it looks fluid in this painting.
Looks, sorry.
Fluid, like meaning, like
Yes,
moving like
fluid.
water.
Yeah, fluid. Yes. I use lots of pigments and also enamels sometimes. So,
Are you
um,
saying enamels?
sorry.
Or is the word you're using enamels like an oil kind of based product or
No, enamels with the water base, water base.
what?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, and pigments and acrylics. In the beginning, I was using oil, but then I now I prefer acrylic also because of the time, because
Right.
my way of working is very quick. So maybe I work on several paintings altogether, but I go very quick, and the oil requires lots of time, lots of times to wait for the oil to get dry. Of course, with the acrylic, you can do you can be quicker. That I like
Mm-hmm.
more.
And what are you thinking you're going to do while you're in your home? What are you going to work on? Are you going to work on smaller pieces or bigger or the same as these? What do you
No,
think?
maybe I will try to do something smaller because yeah, it's more practical at home, of course. So I brought home brushes and pigments and paintings and everything, and I will try to do something.
Do you happen
Even
to have
trying.
do you happen to have
Sorry.
the animals? Do you happen to have the animals you were talking about there so I could see what you're talking about? Enamels
No, they are.
and they're not here?
I had the pigments. I had the pigments. Yes, I've
Let
not
me see.
the animals because they are in the box now. I stored everything there, but I
Okay.
have some pigments if you want. If you give me
Yes,
1 minute, okay.
yes. Because we might have a different way of saying it, and so I might know what you're talking about if you
Oh,
show me.
maybe yes. You're right. Just 1 moment.
Okay. So I've been as we're waiting for Barbara, Aria's been looking out the window, and I'm so afraid she's going to see something walk by and start barking. So if she does, I apologize. But so far, she's been pretty quiet. But I can just imagine that she could do that because at any time during the day, if like something walks by, she'll start barking. So it's here she comes. Let's see what these are.
So here I am. Um, I show you the pigments. This is for example blue pigments.
Okay, are they powder?
It's a powder. It's the basic.
Ah,
It's the basic of the color. So if you mix it with
yes.
water, you can have watercolor. If you
Mm,
mix it with oil, then you can have oil. Depending on how you mix them, then you can create basically the colors. And of course, there are so many different colors. I have here green
yeah.
and I have silver. And yes, I'm looking forward to begin with this because
Oh,
they
yeah.
are just arrived. So I really want to try. But yeah, they are powders that you can use to create your own colors, and it's great. It's
I haven't done that. I'll have to try. I'll definitely have to try that out because that looks like
absolutely yes.
super fun to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining me. Don't leave because I'm going to talk to you when we go off the air. But I want to thank everybody else for joining me here and watching and listening as I share. In March of 2020, I had a vision of starting the International Online Art Collective, which is a diverse group of artists from around the world who value the power of art to inspire, provoke, and heal. The power of this group is in connection. And from this, a podcast was born. First interviewing these artists and then branching out to all different types of artists. And hey, I want to let you know, I want to mention that my next solo exhibition is coming up, and it's called Sales, Souls, and Sparkles. And why it's so great is that it's going to be virtual, so people can come from all over the globe join me there. And so, Barbara, I hope you'll join me. And
Sure.
I have been really liking being able to go into the different studios of all these different people and learn about their supplies or what makes them who they are with their artwork. But thank you so much. And we're going to say goodbye to the broadcast. And I'll talk to you in a minute, Barbara. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.